Hi guys, welcome to Movement Monday for another week. So today we're going to continue talking about the squat. Today we're going to start from the lowest regressions and start working our way forward from there. Okay, each week, hopefully, I'll be working on the squat for the next couple of weeks, and then we'll start building into something else from there. So hopefully you can take as much as you can out of it. Now, the main issue with the squats. Now, most people will talk about mobility issues. We'll talk about the fact that they've got tight hamstrings, tight ankles, tight hips, tight back, whatever it might be. There'll be an issue somewhere where they'll be feeling tight and everything from there. So first things first, make sure the mobility is a daily routine that you bring into there, as I'm preaching from the Movement Mondays, and make it a daily habit. Just build it into there, even if it's a couple of different stretches that are going to do that. That's what we're looking to do over time. Okay. With those daily habits, then hopefully you'll be building better mechanics and feeling much more comfortable in positions, and then we can start doing these main things, these squats and patterns from there. Okay, so today what we're going to look at, okay, is the very basics of the squat mechanics first. Okay, this is the very first thing we're going to do, and then each week we'll build from there and progress and progress and progress up to the more difficult and weighted variations. Okay, but most people just need to first and foremost understand what is your preferred sort of stance and how you can then start incorporating and practicing that safely and start bringing that into your daily routine. Okay, so to do so, obviously everyone has a different stance. Now, what I mean by stance is how wide your legs are. So if I pop you down here and I start showing you different stances and how different sports will stance from there for their squats, okay, you'd think it would just be everyone was the same, but we're not. We're all built differently. So we all have different lengths of our legs, okay, the upper leg and the lower leg, okay, everyone's got different lengths from there, okay, which will make difference to your mechanics, okay. Some people, especially powerlifters and everything else, have a real wide stance, feet out, and that means that the range of motion is a little bit less, so they have to travel out a little bit less from there and up from there, okay. The main issue that you want to see is that the crease of the hips go in line with the knee, okay, so it doesn't really matter where your stance is. Your minimum requirement is sort of getting into that position there, okay? If you can go any deeper, then great. If you're going a little higher though, that's not right. You want to sit into it so you've got that position where your hip crease is sitting in line with the knee, okay? So as I say, powerlifters normally go a lot wider, okay? And you normally find Olympic lifters, okay, will normally go a bit narrower. They'll actually sit into it and go a bit narrower, about sort of shoulder width apart, and sitting from that position there, okay? But there is no right and wrong answer from this, okay? Your width of stance is going to be very dependent on, as I say, limb lengths and everything else. So how do we find out what is the most comfortable position for us? Well, first and foremost, we don't even start with the standing squat. We don't work against gravity right yet. What we're going to do is we're actually going to start from a base stable position, okay? So what I'm talking about from there, if I pop you back down, we're going to get back to the floor. Back to the knees, back to the hands on the floor from this position here. The reason we do this is because this can help us, it's not necessarily the only tool you can use, but it's a really easy tool to start using to start seeing where that stance is going to lay, okay? So from that position there, obviously it looks like this from the front. Obviously if I come to the side, this chair out of the way, and we set myself up here. So you're sitting in that position there again, okay? So what you're doing is you're mimicking that hinge position and kicking deeper into there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start off, say, with just inside shoulder width apart, so it'll look like so, okay? And from that position there, we just rock back and then rock back forward, okay? What you're really trying to find when you're doing this is find out areas of tightness, okay? Where is it feeling tight? Is it feeling tight in the lower back? Is it feeling tight in the hips? Is it feeling tight in the knees? Okay, from this position, obviously you're showing your full range of motion. So when people say they can't do a squat because they're in mobility, what you're going to prove yourself wrong here is that actually you will be able to bend your knees and come into that squat position, keep a natural spine and work up from there. Okay, so as you can see, the range of motion there isn't actually that bad for me. Okay, so I might be fairly strong in a narrow stance. Okay, but then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to step it out a little bit. So maybe go to about shoulder width. Okay, from shoulder width, again, I'm going to sit in that position. I'm just going to rock back. Okay, squat down as deep as I can and then come back out to the hole. Okay, so again, mimicking that squat without really putting up myself under too much stress, seeing how that feels, seeing if there's any tight areas or if it's more uncomfortable for me to do in that position. And then finally I'll go for a wide stance, so I'll go knees outside the shoulders, and from that position there again, I sit back and I'll come back forward. Now this position for me causes me a bit more stress in my hips. So one thing I do know is that I'm not a great wide squat stance squatter. So from that position there, it doesn't necessarily suit me, whereas the narrow stance feels more comfortable. I can get into a deeper position and I feel comfortable doing it, okay? So it's as simple as that, guys. That is the first stage of the squat mechanics I want to work with, okay? The first regression right down from there. Very basic, but actually it can help us in future positions from there. Once you know that stance, the next thing I want you to start doing is just practicing that when you're sitting down on something, okay? So if it's a couch, if it's a chair, if it's anything else, then what I want you to do is find that position. Try and make sure that the chair is going to make you sort of go to a position where you will come down to a parallel thigh, okay, so your hips are in line with the knee. That's the position you want to be in for your squat, so that's as low as you want the chair to be. You don't want it to be too high a chair, otherwise there's just no point of actually using it as an experiment, okay? So once you do that, so I found that probably be about shoulder width apart or hip width apart was about right for me. From there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit down, I'm going to control myself into the chair, and then come back up. I'm not going to relax, okay? I'm going to keep my glutes tight, I'm going to keep my quads tight, I'm going to sit back into it, and then I'm going to stand back up. It gives me a depth marker to go by, and I'm going from there. Okay, from the side, just so you can see it, from that position, I'm going to control it down, sit into it, and then I stand back up again. Staying on my heels, okay? And what you're going to see again is you're going to see that actually you do have that range of motion again, and that you can safely sit into that position. Don't just flunk down into the chair, and then stand back up again. So what you can see I'm doing is when I'm standing back up, I'm leaning forward, and I'm coming back up. And then when I take the chair away, what do I see when I see bad squat mechanics? I see people leaning forward and sitting into that position there. So no flopping, okay? It's just a controlled sit down from there. Arms out in front so you can't use them to help support. And then just use yourself, stand on the heels, and then control back down again. Okay? Try that. Try your different stances. Do 3 sets of 10 a day, every single day. 10 squats a day, keep the doctor away. That's going to be my new saying. Okay, I'm taking that. Yeah, so as I say, 10 squats, maybe 3 times every day, just practicing that. And then we'll start moving up to the next progression next, which will then be the wall squat and actually taking away the chair and starting to build that confidence in that position. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next week. Just be awesome. Have a great week, guys. See you later.